So, as you know, the Liverpool game versus Arsenal, it looks like it's going to be postponed. Liverpool can't sort their shit out and prevent their players from getting COVID. Seems like everyone else can. Just so happens that because Salah's gone, Mane's gone, now they have a stupid amount of cases of COVID. Interesting, because they were totally fine for the Chelsea game, but now coming to play Arsenal for the Carabao Cup this Thursday, it looks like it's going to be postponed. Great, great. So teams that are actually abiding by the rules, making sure that their players don't catch the COVID, making sure that their players are always healthy, keeping up to procedures, are the ones that are having to suffer because other teams are unable to manage their teams right. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually quite annoying because at the same time it's unfair. Teams that are keeping to the rules, doing everything that they can to make sure that their players are available to play football games, are being penalised because of other teams not being able to do that. Now, this is the issue. If it gets postponed, all right, and the games get played when all the players from African Cup of Nations have returned and Sadio Mane and Salah are back to play, and they scored the winning goals, is that fair? Is that fair to have that happen? Like, what sort of nonsense is going on? I feel that a lot of teams are using COVID as an excuse to make sure that they have their strongest team out to play. I'm sure Tottenham did that a couple of weeks ago. United's probably done that. Now, you have a football club for a reason. You have players in your under 23s. You have players in your academies. You have players that I'm sure are able to step up and put on a good show. Hell, last time Arsenal versus Liverpool played in the Carabao Cup, the game ended 5-5, and the majority of the players in those games were under 23s. And they weren't even most of them weren't really starters for the first team. So what's the excuse now in allowing this to happen? I find there to be some absolute BS going on. And obviously the announcement is going to be announced later on today, so I will do an update for this video. But I just find it a load of nonsense how we are being screwed over big time. And I just don't find it fair. Arsenal always happen to just not be able to get the games played at the time where it needs to be played. Wolves, it happened. That needs to be rescheduled. We don't know for when. Now it's the Liverpool game for the Carabao Cup. I'm slightly confused on what's going on right now because I am slightly annoyed. This is consistently happening now. And it's becoming very, very key that it is what most clubs are using. Um, Tottenham couldn't play their Europa League, their Conference League Cup, whatever the hell the thing's called, and they were kicked out because they couldn't play the game they couldn't play the game before the scheduled time was ended. That is fair. I'd say the exact same thing for Arsenal. We couldn't, if we were in that same situation, we couldn't play the game, then it's fine. You got to do what you got to do. The game has to carry on. But this Carabao Cup being postponed is not great because when are we gonna get to play that? Because the FA Cup is on the weekend. We got Tottenham next week Sunday. We're meant to be playing Liverpool next week Thursday in the second leg at Anfield. So what's going to happen? This is all nonsense, and it's quite annoying that this is happening right now. But you know what? Whatever the governing body for the sport decides to do for this game, I hope they make the right choice because I just find that this whole thing is a load of BS and it's not fair. You have players from your under 23s, you have players in your youth academy, I'm surely you have secondary players that don't get game time, that don't get a lot of game time that can play. So, you know what? Do what you got to do because right now I just feel like Arsenal's getting screwed over once again. Um, we're ready for the game. We don't have any COVID cases. We're making sure that our players are fully fit and all healthy. other teams to seem that they just don't. So for Liverpool to have so many cases, it is getting crazy. From last time I heard, it was like 18. We don't even know if that's players. It might just be coaches. So let's find out what happens later on today because I feel like Arsenal just again consistently getting screwed. Let's see. Bye.